All right. So we're learning about the Industrial Revolution now. We've moved into a new unit, and in this new unit, in the Industrial Revolution, we're talking about a time period of momentous change. Okay, it's all about change, and most of that change centers around our ability to create new technologies. And you can't really think of technology like we do with laptops and computers, cell phones, all the rest of it. You have to think of it more as like innovation, a new, better way of completing something. And it's usually a task done by a machine. Uh, okay, but we're not into electronic technology yet. We're talking about a different set of technology. All right, so that's where all this change in the world is coming about, is through our ability to invent new things that make our lives easier. And your job this week outside of class is going to be to look into one of those technologies. So we have a list of 27 different examples that you can choose from out of all the ones that were available. I like that I found this website because it tells you a little bit about each one, so it'll get you started. When I did this assignment last year, I gave people the list and they chose stuff just by the name, and some of these names can be misleading about how interesting they might be. So once you have selected your invention that you want to look into, you're going to need to figure out who the inventor is. Some of these will tell you who they are, if anything, because it'll be named after the fellow, like Watt's steam engine, somewhere in here, that's invented after John Watt. So you'll have to tell me a little bit about that person based on these prompts. In addition, you will need to talk about the invention itself, of course. Give me a picture of it. Tell me, what was it like before? This is really kind of the key question. Matter of fact, I'm going to bold this just so we get our attention on that. We're not just looking for what this thing does, which is the base level of a description about it, but why is it a better way of doing things? Okay. Then go through that idea right here of how do we benefit from using this piece of technology? How does it make our life easier? Those two are going to be very closely related. And then, of course, just throw a picture in here. If you can find a diagram, like a blueprint, I think those are cool. So I guess that's why I suggested it. Then lastly, this is where you have a chance to be creative. Don't spend a ton of time on this, but it's, like I said, a chance for you to be creative. It's important that you have those opportunities. Try and invent a company, right? Come up with a fictional business that's supposed to be selling this invention. The idea of selling something, okay, of being a part of a business will become important later on as we get through the Industrial Revolution, when we start talking about economic systems. Okay, so that's why one of the reasons why we're doing that. Okay, so it's pretty simple. Tell me about the guy who made it. Tell me about the thing itself. And then, of course, I want to remind you, because it's super easy to do with this sort of assignment, don't copy and paste. It's entirely obvious when you do so. So it's just wasting our time, because I'm not going to skim over these and look, oh, I see some words there, I'll give everybody the points. That's not this sort of assignment. I'm going to be reading them, and it's obvious when you copy and paste. Lastly, you will be graded on the design of your slides. Okay, how many minutes am I into this? Okay, hopefully everybody's still listening, because I swear to God, if you just type your answer right at the end of this, I don't care. You could have the most stunning answer in the world. I will dock you points. I will send it back to you. Whatever. Don't be that freaking lazy. Do a little bit of format. Put it in a numbered list. Put it in a bulleted list. Change the font to something pretty. Change the background to a different color. Make sure you have a picture in there. If anything, the reason why I'll say that's important is because when you do a slide out, because slides are going to be, they're a technology that isn't going away. Okay, almost any business, any job you do that remotely has some sort of presentation in it or organizational thing. I'm having trouble coming up with examples, but particularly in business schools that will require you to know how to do this sort of thing. And so here's your chance to get some practice with it. Okay. And then at a level beyond that, why would you want to turn in something that looked that stupid? It just looks stupid, and none of you are. So please don't do something like that. That's just my rant because it really bugs me when I see kids do that. It's just so stupid. Why would you do something like that? Ugh, because you're lazy, I guess. That's why. Anyways, here's my rant. Let me know if you have any questions, as always.